Hey, welcome to Our Lady of Czestochowa. This is a place of Polish heritage and a Catholic shrine in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. What you're going to do here right now is we're going to give you a little sampling of the Czestochowa. It's a plum liqueur. I'll tell you how it is. So if you bring your camera on over here, I'll show you a little bit up on top. Inside here you've got Lawówka. In its form here, what you're seeing is spitting up of different plums. And the plums are all taken out, cut up into quarters, and they're then placed into the liquor. You add a little bit of clove, add a little bit of cinnamon, and you get Lawówka. Try a little bit. The cameraman's decided that he wants to have some, so if it gets a little shaky, don't let it get by. So put in nice crystal things. Again, it's usually served during Vigilia, which is the Polish celebration and Christmas time and New Year's Eve.
How's that come?
Got a little bit of a wintry flavor to it, so you take it and you usually drink it around a fireplace at Christmas. So we're going to pour this out here for our cameraman, and he's going to take a sip of it. There you go.
All right.
Don't get too shaky now. There you go.
That's good.
There you go. A traditional drink served around the Christmas time, and it's a wonderful drink to have.
Okay, thank you.
Just get one of those stones. Take care Okay, enjoy.
What's your name?
My name's Al Litz. I'm from Ben Salem, Pennsylvania.
Oh, cool.
And I make a rooster out of a stick. And I take a stick and that has a Y on it. And this part of the Y is the tail of the rooster. And I put the beak and the comb up here. And I carve the legs here. And then under a microscope, magnifying glass, I paint it. And then I put it on all kinds of different little things. There's a rooster on a fence. This is like a scary little Sleepy Hollow piece that I found driftwood along the Delaware River, and I put my roosters on them. Then if you're a Phillies fan, I make a baseball bat, and I put a baseball bat with the Phillies emblem on it. If you're a fisherman, I make a fishing pole out of a stick with the fish out of a stick, and the fish there, the rooster caught a fish there, and his buddy's keeping an eye on him. And I also make flowers out of a stick. These are wooden flowers I make out of a stick. I take a stick and carve the flower and then put a wire on it and color them and make bouquets and all kinds of things out of flowers. This is like a fall bouquet that I just finished making. Anyway, it's a lot of fun. It's a good hobby, and this is what you do when you retire.
All right, thank you.
And this is a fountain pen. I put a flower on the top of the pen, and I see how they go.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome, pal.
Now we're going to ask you to find a partner from the audience, bring it to the stage. Please name one more time. Now you know what you're doing.
A co to jest baranina wieprzowina?
I stopped into a bar to order up a brew. Here's what that bartender hollered. What do you say? No beer today, no beer today. You can't find beer on Sunday. No beer today, no beer today. You gotta come around on Monday.
kielbasa, which is red beets on Polish sausage. We actually have a recipe here for you to make it at home. Very often what you do is you put this in an Easter soup, and a lot of flavor and a lot of color, and it's really good. So.
Oh, great. Here's the real authentic Polish kitchen. Authentic Polish food. Okay, now here's some authentic Italian food. Wait a minute, something's wrong here.
Method, so wherever I apply the wax, it resists the dye. Of course, I blow the eggs out, so I have to seal the hole so the dye doesn't go inside the egg. And then it's just a matter of dip and stroke. The wax has to be at least 51% beeswax, which has a lower melting point. Paraffin doesn't work because of the higher melting point, so you can't get it to the egg in time. Beeswax is also something that was very readily available to the Polish, even pre-Christian. And the eggs were a symbol of Easter, spring, new life, resurrection, and even in pre-Christian times they dyed the eggs to represent new life. Now, chickens and birds don't really lay eggs in the winter, so when the first eggs were laid, they were very, very precious. And at one time in the Catholic Church, we weren't allowed to eat eggs even during Lent. So they would, the women would gather the eggs and then secretly decorate them just for Easter. This is probably the oldest method with just a sharp object, dipping it into beeswax, which gives it a bit of a teardrop effect. And after I've applied the wax, I will dye it. This was an egg that I had previously dyed yellow, and then I applied wax onto the yellow part. And if I dye it now, I'll show you real quick what happens. Don't want red. Here we go. By dyeing the egg, the longer you keep it in the dye, the darker it gets, but there's the beginning of the yellow showing up.
So the wax takes on whatever color
is underneath the wax. So it's very similar to petite, which is a wax resist. Beautiful. Oh, it's